Hello. So, I have a really big art haul today. This might end up being two parts because it's going to be a lot. And I think I'm going to have to do the reviews separately if we're going to get through this. So, hi, my name is Olinda. If you are new here, I am an engineer that rediscovered her love for making art. And in the last year, it's been a year now. It's May right now, and last year I started making art again. So 1 year anniversary, yay! Anyway, I have collected a ton of art supplies in the last year, like a crazy amount, to the point where I've just been giving away stuff that I don't use anymore to different friends, family members, coworkers, other art supply places that take lightly used or not even used art supplies. So I have an issue. But anyway, so we're gonna get into it. This is like a very high dollar art haul. I'm not trying to tell you that you need all of these things. It is just my little art supply heart that needed to be filled with more art supplies to play with, because I want to find my perfect set of art supplies, like the things that I carry with me all the time. I already know what I carry around with me right now, but I can always add more to my collection, to my little art bag. So we're gonna get into that. If you're interested in seeing a massive amount of art supplies, then feel free to keep watching. If you're not wanting to spend that time, then this is probably not the video for you. But I really do appreciate you coming to hang out with me as we dig through all these art supplies. And I just got this package today, so we're gonna open it up because I forgot what I ordered. So we'll see you at the desk. Well, I mean, I'm at the desk, but we'll see you top-down view. Okay, so I organized a little bit and we're gonna get right into it. I'm gonna start with the sketchbooks. Let me move this package out of the way. And I want to find all of the sketchbooks that I have recently purchased so that I can just kind of run through those. So first off is a small, like little square Talens Art Creations sketchbook. I already put stickers on it. It is sketchbook number 18 for me, and I've already used it in like a little at-home art hang. It was really fun. Did that with my family, and I mean, they're just standard. I love them. If you have them, you know. Okay, then we have another Talens Art Creations sketchbook. This is the 5.1 by 8.3 inches or 13 by 21 centimeters sketchbook. I just started a red one recently, which I actually have here. Trying to make sure nothing falls. But I know that I'm going to need a new one at some point. This is sketchbook number 17. And I figured I'll just get a jump on it because I really like this color. So those are the Talens that I bought. Let me put those there as everything tumbles. I also picked up a Lightwish watercolor journal. It is in that square shape like the Talens. I think it's the same size. Yeah, it's really close to being almost the same size, just a little bit. But it has 300 GSM, 140 pound watercolor paper, and they have little perforations right here on the pages. The paper feels really, really nice. I've never used a Lightwish sketchbook before, but I love that. I don't think I've had a super small watercolor sketchbook like this before, so yay. I also picked up another Moleskine sketchbook. I just gave away the one that I reviewed like a month or two ago because one of my family members didn't have a sketchbook and he was needing one. I gave him the one with the watercolor paper though. This is just regular sketchbook paper. So it's 165 GSM, 111 pounds, acid-free paper. And it has 104 pages and it has a little pocket. That's what I like about the Moleskine sketchbooks. They have little pockets in the back. So there's that. I do have another Moleskine sketchbook. This one was on sale at my local Staples and I already opened it, but I saved the little card. This is a really gigantic landscape style and it has watercolor paper, which I was looking for. Actually, when I went to Staples, I was looking for that small one with the watercolor paper and I found this one. It's a watercolor album and 200 GSM, 135 pound paper. It's 60 pages and it's cold press paper on both sides. And it's really, really nice. For cold press, it's actually incredibly smooth. And I'm pretty sure cold press is the one that usually has the texture. But really smooth. And then of course it has the pocket in the back, which is helpful. You can also, you know, use it with the top down view as well, which I've done with one of my landscape sketchbooks before. So that's a nice one. I'm excited to use that one for urban sketching because I tend to really like the landscape style sketchbooks for that. Let's see. I think I have one more sketchbook. Yes. The Hahnemühle Zigzag book. It is 300 GSM, 140 pounds, and it's only 18 pages because it's the zigzag style. I love this case. It's a nice hard case, and it's got the little rubber band, and it's that style. That's why they call it the zigzag style. And it's really beautiful watercolor paper. So I'm super excited to use this one. I think this one would be great for like a really big urban sketch, like I guess landscape view, like maybe like a cityscape or something. I'm not sure, but I have ideas. I could do like each page differently, or I can do just one big picture. We'll see. So those are all of the sketchbooks. We're gonna get into the art supplies, and I'm just like flying through this. We'll get into like I got like another little cutting board. This was a really small one. I found this at the Dollar Tree here in the US, and I think it was like $1 something, maybe just $1, but awesome because I can take this with me. So small. I recently went to an event for this local art store called Oil and Cotton here in Dallas, and she had me using some really cool like decal sheets. I forget what they were called. If I remember, I'm gonna put it on screen so you can see what it's for. But basically these are these clear sheets with letters and numbers on them, and to use it, we used it with a it was a collage session. And actually, let me show you what I made, because this is probably the best interpretation of what I'm gonna describe. So these letters and numbers, if you use like a pencil or whatever, you can just kind of go over it lightly and it's going to transfer to whatever surface you use them on. And so she gave me a sheet and I just kind of did Vacation from Reality, and this was my little collage that I used it on. They're so fun. I love it. And they have different like typefaces for different companies that you can purchase. And apparently if you don't take care of them well enough, they start coming off on their own. So I can see that I need to put that back on the wax sheet and be careful with it, because I don't want to lose my letters and numbers before I've gotten a chance to use them. Okay, we're gonna get into some more stuff. Okay, so lately I've been making pins, keychains, necklaces, bracelets, whatever. I've been using shrinkable paper, and I just picked up this white shrinkable paper because all of my recent designs have been on clear. I'm excited to see how the color differs with the white paper. Obviously, with the more opaque background, I think there's going to be less that I'll have to go over at the end, which has been kind of a pain with my recent creations. I've been making keychains and things for friends, and then I've had to go over it with an opaque marker on the back and then redo everything. It's a process. I'll have to film that. If anyone's interested and you want to see how I make these little items, then I'll do a video on it. Okay, so I lied. There is another sketchbook here that I have not unboxed yet. This is the Etchr sketchbook. It is hot pressed and it is B5 size, 100% cotton, 52 pages and 220 GSM. So we're gonna open it together because I have not opened this yet. Wow. That is really nice. Oh, that's going to be so much fun to use. Cool. And it has a pocket. Very cool. This is nice. And in comparison to my Royal Talens, my favorite size, there we go. It's a little bit bigger, but I'm thrilled. Okay. Move that. I guess it's not a sketchbook, but it's a paper item. So I got a painter's color diary. This was on sale at Jerry's recently. It's a 6x8 and I have not opened it. I was saving it for the art haul so that we could open it together. Backpack palettes. Oh, cool. I like that you can title your stuff. And this has 10 removable sheets. It has the glassine interleaving in between and 140 pounds. Looks like that. That is so nice. Oh, this is going to be great. Oh my gosh, I can't wait. I just recently purchased a whole bunch of paints. I got a big set of acrylic paints from Golden, and I got a lot more Holbein and Schminke and Winsor and Newton, paints, and I need to swatch them out. So maybe in that video when I'm swatching out my new paints, because I did get a whole bunch of paints, but I'm not showing any of those paints right now except for the ones in one of the palettes because it's going to be a lot to get into. I think it's like 27 tubes of paint or something like that, and y'all don't want to sit through that. I'll make that a separate video, don't worry. But I will use this whenever I'm swatching those out because that is so cool. So yeah, if you don't have one of these like little portable palette books, I mean, you don't need it. Obviously, I swatch everything out in my sketchbooks normally, but it's a nice to have type of item. So cool. I'm excited about that. Let's see. We have a whole bunch of these little guys. So I recently got into soft pastels and oil pastels and watercolor in my sketchbooks more often. So I picked up some pastel ground. I used it a few times recently. It looks amazing. It's actually, it leaves like a nice texture. It's a textured acrylic primer, and it's awesome because it really holds on to like the charcoal, graphite, and soft pastels, and also oil pastels. It just kind of grips it. I can show you an example. Let me go get my old sketchbook. Okay, I went to go get a sketchbook to show you, and then a package arrived right as I was going to go get it. So anyway, so I did bring it. There it is. Okay. so I will have to do a tour on this one because I just finished it, but let me show you. Hold on, my lighting got really bad. I don't know why. Okay, I don't know why my lighting got really weird, but anyway. So in here, I have some of the artwork that I used with the pastel ground. So can you see that texture? It's really nice because it really locked that all in place. That was with my soft pastel set. Okay, so there's that. There's more of that really lovely texture. And I know I put these sheets in between, but look, there's like nothing on them. It really stayed in place, which is amazing. So I did use my soft pastels without it, and they definitely were smudging a lot more. Still not anything on the paper, but you can see it smudged. So if you like the texture, I would say go for it. The other page that I used them on, let's see, I think it was an oil pastel somewhere. Maybe I didn't, not in this one. Okay, well, anyway, so the pastel ground looks like this inside. It's like this gray gloopy stuff with textured little like beads on it. So I think this was under $15 or so, around that range. So it's definitely going to last quite a while, depending on how often I use it. The other one that I got is watercolor ground, and that is simply to make pages that wouldn't otherwise take watercolor very well, take it better. So let me open this one. This one looks more of like a white glue. It's already getting on me. And I want to say this was similar in price. Oh, it's everywhere. This is the core watercolor ground. I almost got the Daniel Smith, but I chose this one. And they have watercolor ground that is transparent. I chose the white because I wanted the colors to really pop. So I'm going to go wash my hands. I'll be right back. Okay, so the watercolor ground I used on this page, and it doesn't have a texture like the pastel ground. It has like a smooth feel, but it does feel differently from like a regular page. I'm not sure what to say about like how it feels. I just know that it held the watercolor really, really well, and lots of blending super, super well. So yeah, I liked it. I will definitely continue to use it. What I like to do is just kind of like pre-wet some of my pages in my sketchbook and let them air out and dry for like the evening or for a few hours while I'm doing other stuff. And then I can just have already ready to go pages for whenever I take my sketchbook out. Next, I got this chalkboard paint. I have not used this yet. This was on sale at Joann's, and it's for indoor and outdoor. It's dishwasher safe, multi-surface, and basically you can just paint it on glass, ceramic, wood, metal, plastic, fabric, canvas, paper, and terracotta, or even other surfaces, and then it turns it into a chalkboard writing surface. And I thought that would be super cool because I use my I have like some chalk sticks that I use with the kiddo, and that would be fun. So I'll figure out where I'm going to use this. Maybe it'd be cool to do on like a sketchbook cover, you know, and like change it up all the time. That sounds messy, but it sounds fun. Okay, let's see what else. Okay, so I got one of these guys, the little sandpaper pad. I already used it so I could sharpen some pencils that need to be sharpened by a knife, but I don't want to sharpen them with a knife. So, but I like this because you can just pull these sheets off and toss them whenever they get dirty, kind of like this one's getting really bad. I also picked up a Master's soap for my paint brushes because I started oil painting recently and I needed something to help get that stuff off. I was using oil to cleanse and then squeeze out the paint, but this will be great to kind of like finish it off. It also smells really, really nice. They have these at a lot of art supply stores that I've noticed. This one was from Jerry's. And this was on sale. I got just some Oohoo glue, just so I can stick stuff in my sketchbook. And then I picked up 3 new colors of my Sennelier oil pastels. So this really gorgeous gold. I used to have this color. I literally have no idea where it disappeared to. It got lost. This is number 206. It's like a really pretty turquoise. And then this like lilac color. And this is number 95. And the gold was number 112. So they packaged them in this cute little box for me when I was leaving Jerry's. So very nice. Can't wait to add them to my little pastel box. I got this tray at, oh, I forgot I made these magnetic. I got this tray at the Dallas Museum of Art, and I did not think about it being magnetic, but how cool. Anyway, it's one of my favorite Van Gogh paintings. It's like the cypress trees, something, I'm not sure what the full title is, but it's something about the cypress trees. And I recently painted it in my sketchbook, and I love it. It's so pretty. I got a Faber-Castell Pitt Graphite Matte Pencil in 14B. I've seen several artists use this, and it is so nice. It's super dark, super pigmented, and it's really, really great for just like on the go. I'm sketching and I want it to like pop. This helps it because it's not super shiny. It also goes over a lot of other mediums really well. So there's that. I picked up 2 more of the Ecoline brush pens. And as I mentioned before, these are awesome because you can unscrew them and add more ink, or flip the little nib if this one gets kind of bent out of shape. So I think that's so cool. And these are so juicy. If you like Tombow markers, they're juicier than that. They're so nice. And I just kind of like how thick they are to hold in my hand, that it's nice. So these are super pretty. They're also really affordable at my art store at Jerry's. But I don't remember the exact price. I just remember them being fairly cheap. So I was excited. I also went to a little local art store and I picked up this cute little kitty stamp. I don't think I've opened it yet. No, I have not. But I imagine that's going to be the design. It's actually one of the stores in the area that wants to sell my art. Oh, I didn't clean that off very well. They want to sell my art prints, my stickers and stuff. And so it's called We Are 1976. It's in Dallas. And you'll be able to see my stuff there soon. I also picked up a few inks. These were on sale at Michael's. I got a De La Rowney Leaf Green watercolor ink, not acrylic ink. I have the De La Rowney Neon Pink, but I haven't tried their watercolor inks yet, so that's cute. This is the De La Rowney acrylic ink in gold. I don't know why, I just wanted a gold, so. And then this is the Higgins Black Magic Pigment Drawing Ink. So they were really, really affordable at Michael's. When I saw them on sale for like a few bucks, I said, yeah, let's just do it. And then I recently showed this in a short. It was the Noodler's ink that I just got. I got a blue. I forget what color exactly it is. Look at that bottle. It's so blue. This is Polar Blue, and I will be swatching this. I want to swatch it out with my new pen. So I got some of these Carioca Neon Super Fluorescent colors. I got these at Joann's. They were like 80% off. And I'll swatch those out. And then my brother got me these. They're Kuretake emoji brush pens, and this is a medium brush tip and medium, they're all medium, but this one has like a different look than this one. I think these are the same. So they're cool. I've never used them. I think I might own one, but I don't think I've ever actually used it. Oh yeah, you know what? I do own one. I'll have to go see which one I have. But my mom uses it a lot more in our drawing sessions than I do. But these will be fun. I'll open those up. I got another Sailor Fude fountain pen because I bent the nib on my bent nib pen. Luckily, I was able to bend it back. It's fine. I was just pressing really hard on it to try and get some ink out because I hadn't used it in maybe a few days and it got clogged, and I was just trying really hard on a sketchbook and I kind of like bent it too much. But I got a backup just in case I ever somehow destroy the other one. And then I got some Caran water brushes. Actually, let's take a look at these. What makes them so special? Oh, these are cute. Okay, so these, okay, so one of the things that I hate about water brushes is that every time I put the cap on the end, it never stays. This has a threaded end and that cap is staying, which is so nice, thank God. And then this has a push button right here. Cute. This is a really nice tip. This is almost like a marker tip, like a felt tip. That's cool. I like that. I don't think I've seen a water brush with a tip like that. And this one is like a normal one with actual brush hairs. And this one is a thicker one. Okay, I'm just trying to make sure that I'm not crazy that the other one is like felt. Yep, that is a felt tip. Fiber tipped. Cool. These are nice. I got these at Blick Art Supplies. I ordered them online from thickblick.com. And I'm really excited to show you guys the Kakimori pen and holder. So recently Melissa Martin went to Japan and she got her Kakimori pen and nib, and I saw it and it looked really cool. I wanted to see where I could get one. For the longest time I could not find it anywhere online. But then I saw Dick Blick had it in store and I picked up this really nice holder. Look at that. I could like hurt someone with that. And I got the metal nib, the stainless steel, not the brass. Because I believe they just had the stainless steel one in store. At the online store for Dick Blick. I didn't see any others, at least. This is so nice. It is so heavy. That is going to be awesome to write with. That's cool. Okay, so I also got these from my brother. They are Prismacolor fine line pens, and I guess they're waterproof. I believe they are. Light fast, permanent, water resistant, pigmented ink, no bleed through, smear resistant when dry. Cool. I haven't seen these in store, at least here in the Dallas area, so these will be fun to play with. I also went to a hardware store and I got a whole bunch of these magnetic clips just so I can hold my palette more efficiently on my sketchbook when I'm doing urban sketching. Okay, this is another item I got at Blick's on their website. It's called Neoart and it's a foam lino printing block. So it's for if you're not familiar with lino printing and you kind of want something to practice with, or it's for like kids or even adults. I have an adult family member that did not understand the lino printing concept of like the carving with the rubber block. So I figured this would help him because all you have to do, oh, I hear my cat. all you have to do is use like a pencil or a pen, press firmly, and you can make your print in. Yes, Miss Cat. I'll be right back. Okay, so I don't remember what I was saying, but basically I did something just to test this little lino printing block out. So I'll show you. I did it in my sketchbook this week. So I made my little guy Hank, my strawberry, and what I did, because you don't have to use like the rolling ink that you use with lino printing blocks, which, I mean, you can use anything for those, do whatever you want, but I used water-soluble markers. I just drew in the color, and then I wet my page very lightly, and I pressed him, and there he is. So cute. So I think this will be really fun if you have kids at home, and if you've never done lino printing yourself, like, this is a great like first step, I would say. And also I got 100 of these for really cheap, like really cheap. Just look them up. They're Neoart foam blocks. Super fun. So I got a bunch of these Ohuhu, like really big washable markers. I actually used some of these in the last thing I just showed you. These are cute. They come in a really cute carrying bag. These are like meant for children, but I mean, I don't care. They're so nice, and they have little fruit on the bottoms. A little peach. Yeah, these are cute. Actually, I will show you my sketchbook. And here's the bag. It's Kainani? I don't know. I'm sorry. Don't come for me. And the bag opens up like this, which is so nice, and it has a little carrying strap. Like, they're truly meant for children, but I am a big kid, and I love this. I love this bag. Look at the little handle, like, adorable. And the colors, come on. You got me. So, I have the strawberry one always in my art bag. Yeah, we'll just... So nice. A melon. I want to do the peach. Peach. Okay. Yeah, these are cute. These are also really affordable. So, I mean, not everything in this haul is a high dollar thing. I think it came with like 10 markers. I'm not sure if it says that anywhere, but lovely. Okay, cool. I guess I can try out my other inks while we're here. Sorry, the ADHD is kicking in. Watercolor ink. Let's do it. Okay. Let's do it on the pen too. This is a really pretty green. I'm so happy that it was on sale. I don't know if the price tag is still on it, or if I took it off. No, I took it off, but it was really cheap. Okay, I was just trying to see if it was bleeding through like the blue was. The blue was potent. My goodness gracious. Okay. Let's try the gold. It's so pretty. Ooh, the gold and green together. That's cool. I like that. That looks like a like almost like a brass sculpture that has gone green with age, you know? That's cool. Happy accident. Very pretty. I got 2 watercolor sets. Again, I'm not going to swatch them out because I don't want to take up more of your time. This is already going to be like super long. Okay, so this is the Paul Rubens, and they're like the fluorescent or neon colors. The Opera Tube Paint watercolor set is what they have it listed as. I've never owned any paints from Paul Rubens before. This is my first time. And I recently sent a picture of this set to my art friends, but I still have not tested them out. So I'm really excited to try all these colors out and just see how Paul Rubens in general is, because I don't, like I said, I don't own any. I have Schmincke, Winsor, Newton, and Daniel Smith and Holbein, but none of the Paul Rubens. So, and then I saw this one at a local art supply store. I'm not sure how you pronounce that, like Niji or Nihai or I don't know. This is their watercolor set. This was surprisingly expensive. I don't know why. If anyone knows about this brand, can you tell me why it's so expensive? It's by Yasutomo, and those are the colors. I don't like that they come in the plastic tubes because they look like kids' paints. Not that there's anything wrong with kids' paints, but why be so expensive and come in the little plastic tubes? And also with the labels that you have to do yourself. And I looked at the colors and I'm like, okay, white, okay, and then black, and I'm like, they're not in order. It should be pretty easy to be able to tell which item is which, of course, but still, they're not labeled. So this is peach, I'm guessing. I think it's peach. It's way down there. Hello. There you are. Looks like it has to be mixed. Oh, I see some separation of liquid. I will do a swatch test and a video about this set in particular. I'll probably do a separate video for this one and a separate video for this one, just because if someone is interested in just the set or just this set, that way you don't have to sit through both. And I'll paint something. So next I got this airtight watercolor palette by Transen. I've seen these every time I go on Amazon to look around for art supplies and palettes. I see these, and honestly the packaging is so nice because it kind of reminds me of like a 1970s style like font. I don't know why it got me with that, but I need another airtight palette because the one that I have currently has my gouache in it right here. And it's full. It's tiny too. But they're very deep wells. It's so dirty. I'm so sorry. So this is my gouache palette. However, they've really gone dry. So sad. Those are watercolors. I don't know what I was thinking. But whatever. It works just the same. So that's that airtight palette. I do like the little locking thing. It feels very secure for my gouache. But this one is different. I already got that stuff on it because I was filling it last night with gouache. I decided to just make this like a secondary gouache palette. I have a whole bunch of Holbein colors that I wanted to add to it. So, ooh, that's surprising. I wasn't mixing any paint. This must have been just drippage from the green. Well, it kept it wet, but it mixed into the white. These colors are nice though. These are all new Holbein colors that I'm going to talk about in my next video. I'll let you know what I think of this palette, I guess, after I've used it a few times. I will tell you, it didn't seem as secure as the other one. It has a little seal around the edge, which is nice. And then it has this like secondary palette in it. I don't know if people leave that in or not. I'm not sure. Let me see how it seals up without it. It still seals. It's a really, really light palette though. I'll put that back in. I don't know why I have a cat hair in there. Okay. But see, when it locks, it just kind of, it locks, but I'm afraid to flip it upside down anymore. It's just not as sturdy as this guy feels for whatever reason. I guess because it has the little groove thing, the little plastic, the silicone sheet that has like little grooves that fit into all of the holes, and it like really seals the paints in. I like that a lot. I was hoping that this would be similar, and it's not. Oh well. Okay. It was not super expensive, so that's, I guess, a plus. Okay, we've come to, I want to say, the midway point, because this is a long video. So I'm going to open this package up that I just got today and see what I ordered. Oh, those are huge. So I ordered some more of these little guys. These are to fill my custom palettes that I'm making people. I'm going to be selling them in my shop for like $10 a palette, and I can engrave them for people. Okay, I can get it open. But I made some for my friends, and I wanted some little square trays. Those are massive, but those will be good for mixing colors, so I'm not mad at it. It's okay. And then we have this. I think this is another palette. Oh, it's so pretty. Oh yes, I love this color. It's red. Oh, that's why they're loud. All the little trays are moving around. Anyway, this is cute. I like this a lot. I thought it was gonna come empty, honestly. So these trays are like a bonus because I have magnetic trays that I like to fill my paints with and then stick them in. Cool. Okay, I'm not gonna do this, but anyway, this is a pretty palette. I love the red color. If you can't tell, I'm a big fan of red and companies that have red packaging. So that's cute. Okay, I love that. I already know what sticker I'm gonna make for it. Cool. Okay, we've now reached the way more expensive part of the haul, except for this. These are just Pitt glue sticks. Okay, now we have reached the way more expensive part of the haul. I have the Pantone markers in the nature set. There's 9 markers. This on Dick Blick's website, it sells for around $77 a set. And then this is the primary color set. Look at those. Those are gorgeous. If you guys have ever seen Sarah Renee Clark, she's another YouTuber, and she does light fast reviews of a lot of products, and she did one for markers, and like throughout that entire test, the Pantone markers just kind of hung in there, and they stayed true to color and vibrant the entire time. They seem to be some of the most light fast markers that I've ever seen ever. So I was interested in that because I do sell a lot of art, and the colors just looked really pretty. I was just sold by that green. So I'll open those in just a second. This looks a lot like the Caran d'Ache set that I already have, but it is not. This is the Neocolor 1 set. This is something that I've never owned before. I was never interested in it because it's not water soluble like the Neocolor 2s, which I have. Everything's going to come falling, I'm sure. This is my Neocolor 2 set. One of them. I have a lot of them. I have the full set, the 84, plus I have some smaller sets. But this was the very first Caran d'Ache set that I ever owned. It was the 30 set. And this tin is just well loved. So, these are water soluble. These are not. And I was testing these out recently. They're really, really nice. Really nice colors. And I also got the Neoart 6901, the 48 set. These are not water soluble too, so it makes it more like the Neocolor 1s than the Neocolor 2s. But there is a difference, trust me. I have tried both, and I know that there's a lot of reviews out there about this, but I will do a full review because I have thoughts. I have a lot of thoughts, and I really like these a lot more than I like these. Granted, I need to test these out more. I will. And that's why I'm going to do another video. But so far, I love these. Because they're a wax oil pastel, they are so soft. They're not as soft as like a normal oil pastel stick, where it's like really creamy, buttery, whatever. But these are still incredibly soft. So, like, I can still put color on my hand with them. They're not so soft that they're going to be squishable or anything. That's like what I was saying with like the butteriness. I'm going to try these on my hand too. Oh yeah, color still goes down. So that's cool. I know a lot of people have asked, are the Neoarts crumbly? And in my opinion, they're not crumbly. They have a really different texture. I was playing with them a lot, and they were so nice and fun to use. They're so smooth, and they're so pigmented. So just kind of like doing a little dash of color. Like, hold on, I'll show you what I drew with them. Okay, so I used my Neocolor 2s on this side and my Neoart over here. And like I said, I wouldn't call them crumbly. They feel like a crayon, but they also feel different. They're smooth and they leave your artwork very shiny. But the pigment is really, really there, which is very nice. I have another page there. This is all with the Neoarts, except for like the black line work. So I would say that they feel a lot smoother than the other ones, the Neocolor ones. They feel a lot more waxy, but again, I'm not gonna get into it right now. I'll do a full review and my thoughts and stuff. So far, I'm really, really happy with these. I'm really excited when I get to use them. I like using them with different mediums. I like using them on their own. They're surprisingly blendable and like smudgeable, which is nice. yeah, I'm happy with this purchase. I know it was a really expensive purchase, and it's not like the company's giving me anything for free, but I'm happy with it. And then I decided, let's just get all of the Caran pastels. So I have my Neocolor 2s, my Neocolor 1s, I have the Neoarts. So I picked up a very small set of the Neopastel. These surprised me. Not in a good way. These ones were surprising because they were a lot firmer than I was expecting. I was thinking because the other ones are firmer because of the texture and like the like wax oil pastel, it's going to be more waxy, right? So I was expecting the Neopastels to be very creamy, and they were a little harder than I was hoping. Maybe it's because I have the Senneliers and they behave so differently. Like, that's bizarre. So they're very nice, I will say. And like, you can press firmly if you really, really want to, but you will have to press pretty firmly. I'm sure with like summer coming, they'll probably be a lot softer. But yeah, they're nice. I guess I just have a preference for creamier pastels, maybe. And I have this Arctic set that is very creamy and really, really nice. And then I have the Mungayo set, and that's super creamy and gorgeous. So I don't know that I'm going to spend the money to get the 96 colors that they sell for the Neopastels. I may just stick with the 12 set and just use my Mungayo because I have 120 of those, and they are the texture that I like for oil pastel. So anyway, that being said, I did get another set of Neocolor 2s. I'm not even going to open these because, like I said, I already have so many sets of them. This one was sent to me on accident. So I got this set, and I got another 30 set sent to me on accident. I gifted the 30 set to a family member, and this one I'm just going to hold on to, and we'll see who I end up giving it to, or if I end up keeping it. I'm not sure. I don't think I really need to. I have so many. I don't need more. Okay. We're finally at the end. So this is the set of Derwent drawing pencils that I got recently. These are great. These are very, very light, fast pencils. Now, they only come in this range of colors that I could see. And they're very muted tones. So if you're like a landscape artist or urban sketcher, you're going to love these. I know I'm missing two in the set. They're over here. Hold on. One thing that I love about these is that they're so heavy. They're like a super dense crayon, or why do I call them a crayon? Super dense pencil. Let me show you in the sketchbook. I'll pick out, I'll go with this blue one. Like, that's a lovely sky blue. These are very much colors for a landscape artist, which I tend to be because I do urban sketching. Landscapes kind of go hand in hand with urban sketching. So here's just a up close view of those colors, and then the rest of the colors on there. Okay, so we are on the last few items. I got the Derwent Graphitint XL blocks, the Sennelier 30 set of the extra soft pastels, and the Winsor & Newton drawing inks. Now, these are not for fountain pens, they are for dip pens or brushes, and obviously I got it because I got that new dip pen. I'm like, where did it go? Ah, there it is, the Kakimori dip pen. I thought it'd be nice to use with those because they come in so many different colors. Now, the Graphitint XL blocks. I did use them a little bit in my sketchbook. When my friend was driving, I was playing with them, so they're used. I saw Reb, my friend here on YouTube and Discord. She goes by Made by Reb, so you can find her channel. She used these and made some beautiful art with it. And also Melissa Martin, the host of Art Hang Party, she also used these. I'm sure many other artists have used them as well, but those are the two that I saw videos for, I think from last year, and I was like, okay, that looks really cool. That looks like a lot of fun. But at the time, I just didn't have they weren't high up on the art supply list. And then recently I saw them again and I was like, you know what? Those would be fun. Let's play with them. So let me show you what I made. So first off, I swatched them here just to see how they looked. I had drawn these faces of the characters from Severance. I didn't finish Mark because I got distracted, and yeah, anyway, I will finish Mark. But I was playing with them with water, and I really like the colors. I just don't like that because they're soft, like pastel, like chalky. They did kind of transfer onto this side, but I kind of had a feeling it was going to happen. I saw everyone else's stuff and I was like, okay, it's definitely going to transfer. I did add a whole bunch of water to them, and I used them in my little lino printing process, and this is where they are. So I made a little lino print with my logo, Olinda's Artistic Oddities. And actually, this right here are the this is the Ecoline brush pens, just kind of like coming together with water. Like, that's so pretty. But yeah, this, and then more of it. Look at those colors are so nice. They're like undersea colors, undersea green. It's so nice. So I started making like seaweed basically around my name. The result of adding too much water and trying to stamp with them. It still came out. I still like it a lot. And then same with this page. It was a bunch of like test stamps, and then I just drew over it a few days later. More test stamps. And this is actually me drawing with the 14B pencil over the top of the stamps. I think that's all I've done with it so far. Yeah. Alright, but they're really nice. They're super fun to play with. I like that you can brush over them with some water and use them like paints, or you can just kind of use them on their own. They're very versatile. Also, another nice tin. Derwent is really good for that. As far as these inks go, this is a sunshine yellow, this is a brilliant green, deep red, purple, ultramarine, vermilion, peat brown, and black Indian ink. Should we test these out? I think we should. I mean, the video is long enough. Might as well just add a little bit more to it. We'll test those in a second. And then the Soft Pastels by Sennelier. I used these in a recent art hang. We did 50 birds in 50 minutes, and I was like, you know what? Let's just go for it. Olinda, like, I was yelling at myself, like, what were you thinking, Olinda? Trying out a new art supply, a soft pastel, mind you, doing 60-second birds, girl. So this is what happened. They're so dirty. Plus, most of the birds were like brown and gray, so. And then this yellow is so soft that it started crumbling, which made me so sad. But these are awesome. They're so much fun to use. Oh my gosh. Okay, I got to show you the birds. I know I have them in my other sketchbook, and I think my other sketchbook is around. Okay, it took me a while, but I finally found it. I lost it somewhere during the haul, but I'll show you the birds. Now, you're gonna see I definitely skipped around. Look, there's some of the soft pastel. But it's so cute, and I really like how the white laid on top of the darker colors. I didn't protect the sheets. I didn't really have the time because it was going so fast. And look, they're transferring. Oh no, I should probably put some wax sheets on there. But the colors are so nice, so vibrant. And there's more near the front. There they are. Cute. I think that's it. I think there might be more. Honestly, I think there might be one more spread somewhere on a bird page, because I was doing February and I didn't finish like the last, there it is, the last 2 birds I didn't finish. So I put more birds in their place. Anyway, yeah, that's the Sennelier extra soft pastel. I'm gonna put some wax sheets just to protect it. Okay. So let's test out the drawing inks and we'll be done. Oh, really quickly before I put this away. Sennelier gave me a sample piece of pastel card, which is like a sanded piece of card, like it's a piece of cardboard with sanded card texture on it. Basically, they tout it as being something that will keep the colors super saturated and bright, and also pretty immovable. So it's still movable. But I don't know, it was really nice when I first got it, and I thought this is fun. It's still nice. I don't know if I'll invest in some sanded paper for my pastels, because right now I'm just not super serious about it. I'm just having fun. Maybe if I get more into it. This was a really nice like starter pack to get. It was just expensive, but it was fun. And we'll do the drawing inks. Okay. Wow, those are nice. That's really cute. Ultramarine. Peat brown. These are really pretty. These are definitely like display on your desk type of inks. However, my desk is in a closet and no one's going to be coming to look because it's my little hidden art studio in my house. I guess I could put them on the desk in the actual office in my house, but I don't use that desk as often as I use this one. Okay, so we're going to test out the Winsor & Newton drawing inks. I have a blank spread with the bleed through from the Noodler's ink where it leaked. Start with black. Okay, I was so afraid it was going to be so full. So one thing I'll say about these dip pen inks, I would suggest using them on different paper, probably like watercolor paper, because on the Royal Talens paper, I don't know if you can see it. Let me check the camera. I'll bring it up closer. So the bleed through, you see the little dots? That is the very random bleed through onto the next page. I don't like that. Yeah, it's bleeding through over here. It really soaks through the Royal Talens pages, like super fast. Okay. Well, that concludes, I guess, this whole test of items. I guess what I do, I will probably test out these Pantone markers in a short. I'm very excited to use these. They look pretty. You know what? Let's open them up. Let's just do it before I say goodbye. Because we saw the box, but we didn't get to see the markers. These are made by Royal Talens and Pantone. And I have yellow, orange 021, red 032, rhodium red, violet 2319. It doesn't say any name, just 2319. Process blue, green, and black. I hope I don't have any of the same colors in this set. I have process blue in this set too. Cool gray 2, 304, process blue again, 366, 349, 7500, 7560, 1675, and 109. So the only one that's the same is the process blue. That is interesting. I've never seen someone do tiny little tags on the tip. These are pretty. Let's get this guy open too. I just can't believe how expensive these were. It says that these are water-based markers based on high-quality pigments that offer a higher light fastness than dye-based markers. The colors of the markers are perfectly simulated to the Pantone colors. Use with the Talens Pantone paper for optimal results. Store horizontally. Let's swatch. We will go in order. I'm so afraid they're gonna bleed through, so I'm gonna do it on this page because I don't want it to bleed through my parents. There it is. The black, brush tip, and chisel tip. I'm gonna go with the brush tip because that's what I tend to use. Ooh, oh. That soaked into the page so fast. Hold on, let me move these. There's a little bit of bleed through. I imagine if I went over it with another layer, yeah, it would be. Love that green. That green reminds me of the green that they had in dry erase markers. If y'all know what I'm talking about. That was my favorite green. I don't know why I keep opening the chisel tip. Oh, because it's facing up with the chisel down. Okay. That purple is really nice. So the chisel has the chiseled end, and then the brush tip has the flat. And I'm smart. I know things. I really like that. This is that landscape set. Cool. So the black is super disappointing. Excuse me. All right, we did it. We tested out the markers. I would make some art with them, but I'm a little too tired because it's been a long video, and I know that I split this video into 2 parts, but I filmed it all at once. So I'm gonna go get some rest, and if I make some art with these markers, I will definitely make a little short so you can see it. Honestly, everything, if I make some art with like the inks or whatever, you'll see a short of it. I'll do some longer videos for the watercolor sets that I just got, the Niji and the Paul Rubens. I'll do some longer videos for like obviously the Caran stuff, because we'll be doing a big comparison with all of them. And oh, I still have that box that arrived today during the video. Let's open that. More Neocolor ones. Hey, they're not bent on the end. That's cool. I don't need this set because I have a set, but we're gonna put this aside with the Neocolor 2s that I don't really need. I'm just gonna put that there. So cool. Anyway, thank you so much for hanging out with me, watching the video, and checking out all of the crazy art supplies that I got recently. Like, it's a lot. I know it's a lot. And I'm not even going to share with you how much everything was in total, because I don't really even know. I accumulated a lot of this stuff over the past few weeks. Every time I ran to Jerry's, Michael's, Joann's, or shopped online with Dick Blick, or went to like local art supply stores like the Dallas Art Supply Company, Oil and Cotton, and We Are 1976, I was picking stuff up. I would just pick stuff up here and there, or even Staples. Yeah, because I picked up stuff at Staples too. So yeah, I've just been picking stuff up here and there, here and there, here and there. And then Amazon, and yeah, a lot of stuff. I don't really want to calculate everything, so I hope you found something interesting that you want to try, and let me know what your favorite art supply was, or which one you want me to make a video for, like just focusing on that. If you want me to try out something specific, whatever, just let me know. Just leave me a comment. Send me an email. Do whatever. Shout at me. I don't care. Just send me a note. Let me know your thoughts, and I will get back to you. I might make a video for it. Who knows? I'm gonna go recycle these now. So